Gypsy Rose Blanchard thought that getting pregnant and having a baby was going to water down her public image and make her more likable, and it's done the exact opposite. So many people are concerned about the unborn baby and Gypsy's overall mental stability to take care of a child for good reason. Not only because she unalived her own mother, but because she displays blatant characteristic traits of a narcissistic person, and she also displays some antisocial personality characteristics. Another thing that is really concerning is Gypsy's lack of concern for this unborn child. She seems to not be concerned in any way, shape, or form that she's not adequately prepared to be a mother. During her recent interview with the Vile Files, she mentioned that she had only cooked for Ken 2 times and that she still doesn't know how to cook. Gypsy should have gotten out of prison and taken the time to adequately prepare herself for life rather than trying to jump into getting pregnant. I went back through and found a lot of clips, and in the very first episode that she did with the Vile Files, when he asked her, "What are some personal goals that you have?" the first thing that came out of her mouth was getting pregnant. Not learning how to wash clothes, not learning how to drive, not learning how to take care of herself outside of prison. She wanted to get pregnant. And the fact that she's not concerned about how that looks to everyone else is the most concerning part of the entire situation. She seems very ill-equipped to be a parent because she does not even know how to take care of herself. At the end of her mother's life, Gypsy was the one who was in charge of caretaking for her mother and for the home, and you saw what that looked like, which leads everyone to believe that she wasn't doing the caretaking. So how can she convince the public that she's ready to be a mother?
What are your personal goals for yourself now that you're out? Like, what do you want to do with your life now that you're free?
Yeah, I mean, I have personal goals. You know, I'm married and we're starting our life together. So on the side of personal goals, we want to start a family someday. You know, I'm 32, he's
about learning to
37.
cook?
We don't want to wait too long now.
I find it incredibly telling that she didn't talk about doing anything to better herself. She just immediately wanted to become a mother. And I believe the reason why she wanted to become a mother was because she thought that becoming a mother would water down her public image, using this pregnancy as a tool to look better to the public, not because she actually cares and wants to be a mother. And we can see that in some of her behaviors now, in addition to her behaviors in the past that scream that she just wants to have a baby as a tool to manipulate others around her. She also did the exact same thing with Nicholas whenever she was trying to get pregnant with him so that it would force her mother to allow them to be together.
Or maybe trying to get her pregnant so this way her mom would be forced to let me in her life. Well, we really didn't get a chance to go through that.
She continues to show the public that she doesn't care about who gets her pregnant as long as she can use that pregnancy to benefit herself. Classic narcissistic mothering behavior. The fact that Gypsy has not even thought about how her actions and behaviors previously and even now are going to contribute to her daughter's life just shows how ill-equipped she is to be a parent. And I understand that not everybody is immediately ready whenever they do find out that they're pregnant, but most people haven't spent 9 years in prison for the unaliving of their own mother. She is not ready to be a caretaker, and everyone in her family is concerned, and all of the public that has been following this case is concerned as well. And her naivety about the baby and how it looks and how everyone is viewing it just shows why we all should be concerned. Narcissistic mothers are unable to give their child adequate attention and nurturing because they prioritize their own desires before they prioritize their children. And you already see her doing this. She's not considering at all what the effects are going to be on this child. The public has seen that she got out of prison. She was married to one man. She ended that marriage, quickly jumped into a relationship before that marriage was even over, and 1 month later found out that she was pregnant. Doesn't even know who the baby daddy is. She says it's Ken's, but she's a liar. Can you really trust what she has to say? Not to mention that all of this information is going to be public for her daughter to be able to find later. And one thing that really struck me in the interview with Nick Vile was the fact that she said that when her daughter is old enough and ready, that they will sit her down with Christy and her dad and talk to her about where Gypsy was in her life and use the right words to explain what happened. So it sounds to me like she is going to gaslight her daughter into believing that Gypsy was the victim and not her own mother, which is what she has continued to do to the public. She has gaslit the entire public into believing that Gypsy is the victim and not her mother. It also feels like Gypsy is trying to erase any existence of her mother by pushing Christy as the grandmother. And I understand that grandparents do not have to be blood related, but this is not about being blood related. This is about Gypsy trying to force this narrative that Christy is the grandmother and trying to erase her own mother from existence and trying to force the public into accepting Christy as the grandmother and just kind of pushing Dee Dee off to the side as if she doesn't matter. Her memory means nothing.
It was something that's been on the forefront of my mind even before I got pregnant. Is that conversation is going to come up someday, and how do I want to address that? How do I want to handle that? And I feel like when she is of the right age to understand
what's going to be the right
we're going
age.
to sit her down together, and also with my dad and Chrissy.
Why does her dad and Christy need to be there?
Support there, and we're going to explain things in a way that's not overwhelming, but enough to where she understands where my life was at that time.
So you're going to gaslight her.
And how did I get there? Because obviously I didn't get there overnight. So with that being said, with love and care and consideration, I mean, we have a long time to prepare for that, to know what words need to be said. But also, you know, that's why it was so important for me to also write my story in a memoir, because she could read it for herself and see that, you know, I'm not this monster. I'm not a person.
So it sounds to me like she's going to gaslight her, and she's only going to allow her to watch and read videos that continue to spin Gypsy's narrative and not allow her to hear any of the actual facts that are out there. She only wants her daughter to hear the positive, which again tells me that this is all about how she wants her daughter to view her, how she wants the public to view her. This is screaming narcissistic personality disorder, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes only. Gypsy does not see this baby as an innocent child. She sees this baby as a tool to manipulate the public into getting what it is that she wants. And right now, she wants the public to perceive her as a good, caring mother figure who is doing everything that she can for her daughter while not considering her daughter in any way, shape, or form. This video is getting long, but if you like this type of content, make sure to hit the like and follow me, and don't forget to comment what you feel like I maybe have missed out on, because I know there's a lot. I saved a ton of videos to go over, but I can only do so much in one video.